Ladies and gentlemen, a scathing report by the Comptroller and Auditor General from 2017 and 2019 highlights serious issues in India's defence aviation, particularly the absence of aeropilot systems in the Jaguar aircraft. Now, according to this particular report that we have accessed, only 35 out of the 108 Jaguars in service are equipped with autopilots, severely impacting operational efficiency. The report also sheds light on the inordinate delays and red tape surrounding the integration of autopilot systems. What we're going to show to you, ladies and gentlemen, right now is report number 1, which puts out details of what has gone wrong with this aging aircraft of Jaguar, which was procured from the United Kingdom. Even countries like UK, France, Nigeria, Oman, all the countries who've been using Jaguar have phased it out. Now, this report puts the spotlight on what's really wrong. Let's take you to the first big breaking news now coming in from CAG report number 1. What is it that this report talks about the Jaguars? It says 2017 audit report pointed out delays in autopilot procurement as well as installation. We'll hold on to this. The autopilot in the Jaguars are essentially a safety measure, and this safety measure is no longer there. 35 of them of the 108 Jaguars are fitted with this. Report mentions impact of reduced operational efficiency. The fact that autopilot installation is not there in the Jaguar means that the operational efficiency is down. This is what this report says. Next, maintenance and serviceability issues. Inadequate upkeep of the IL series aircrafts mirrored in Jaguar fleet challenges. So you have the IL series here and the Jaguar. Both have the same problem. The fact is with regards to the maintenance. Now, there are serious security gaps at the air bases. This is what the report says. Non-functional under-vehicle scanning system in place which compromises base security. Again, this is an allied issue. Not exactly related, but it's an allied issue which finds a mention in this report. There are systemic failures, issues in procurement, maintenance and infrastructure stalling modernization. Now, this is what the CAG says as far as the defense acquisition plans are concerned. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why our aircrafts have been going down. The fact that it hasn't gone through service maintenance. Let's take you through the other details we are picking up. This, ladies and gentlemen, is with regards to the number of years that these aircrafts have spent, 40 plus years in service. These are aging airframes. Let's quickly take you through the other details coming in. Structural fatigue limits further upgrades. So there aren't enough upgrades that are actually happening with most of these aircrafts. Now, here, reduced payload and performance. That means underpowered engines which are now being used. All finds are mentioned in the report that we have accessed. Now, let's take you through the others. Re-engineering stalled by high cost and complexity. So you cannot perhaps really bring in the much needed change in the engine and the thrust that one could give to these engines that are being used. Let's take you through the other details that we're picking up from the report. No stealth features. So you have outdated technology. Now, there are certain advantages that these aircraft have, but at the same time, it is now being used as just routine sorties, training aircrafts. Falls short versus modern fighter standards. Now, most of these modern fighter jets are well equipped when it comes to the autopilots and several other safety measures. Those measures cannot be fitted in these aircrafts now. Upgrade funds clash with new aircraft procurement. I'll get into the details of this with the second breaking news now coming in, the other big report, the CAG report, which talks about the entire mechanism of how they are procured, how the aircrafts are procured and how it is completely stalled, and it is not limited to the Jaguar aircraft. Forecast tough prioritization. There are budgetary constraints too, and that is the reason why you'll see much of these upgrades not happening as per this report. Let's quickly move on to the others.